Here we are.
All right, here we go. So first thing that comes to your head, Donnie, go.
Fornication upon consent of the king.
Roy?
See, like,
Yeah, well, you start
doing
talking about
dudes.
the king, and Sir Charles claims he's some sort of royalty, so I immediately
Sir
lead
Charles
into that.
Sparkington IV.
All right, you're up, Jordan.
I'm
First
up
thing.
for what?
First thing comes to your head.
Dude, the first thing that comes to my head, like, dude, I'm like Homer Simpson. You remember that little beaker get in the water in the middle, like every time.
Very well.
Like, oh, when you're in trouble and you need to, when he's trying
So
to
you're
sing
in
the
La La
fire
Land.
song, I'm always there, dude. I'm all over the place. You have no idea where the fuck I am.
Yeah, for me it was Arizona Cardinals cheerleaders. No idea why.
I actually have pictures of myself with Arizona Cardinals cheerleaders, getting them drunk. It's not on my cover of my MySpace. That was old school. Remember MySpace?
MySpace, taking it way back.
Dude, well, I used to run the nightclub, and we'd have the
That was when you were 13, if I remember correctly.
26.
Wow.
It's my first salaried management job.
You round down too much.
13, I was
round
working
down.
at Nando's, getting dough thrown at my head for like $3 an hour. But that's a whole other story. What the hell happened here?
I'm not
All
sure.
right, fuck it. I'll adjust it. Don, hit the button. Let's start this show.
All right, here we go.
Your game's the finger banging, old Mary Jane restaurant, silver pretty big patties are under.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Fredrickson and the URFFD Patriots, baby.
Here we are, guys. Back again. Wow, round 2. First week was pretty good. How'd you guys feel about it? I felt pretty good.
Oh, I felt great about it.
Felt great about it. Definitely nothing wrong with that. How about you, Don?
I felt awesome.
Thank you for your input.
No, I was actually really happy with the way everything turned out.
Yeah, me too, man. How about you, Don? Roy?
I'm totally stoked. I think we really put out a really great first show. A lot better than I'm not gonna lie, initially thought it was gonna be, and I really hope when we look back on it in a year, we think it's terrible because we're doing that much better of a show.
If you had to lie though, what was the lie?
It's a good question.
I mean, I heard it, so I was
No,
just
I honestly,
curious.
We're starting pointing fingers
I said-
already, guys.
I said
Starting to
I'm
point
not gonna
fingers.
lie, and I meant I really thought we weren't gonna do that good of a show initially.
But 5 seconds into the show last time, you said you thought we were doing a good show
That's a
already.
good point. It is a good point.
And we're 5 seconds into this show. Are we doing
Touche,
a good job?
touche,
Touche.
well spoken.
Yeah, I do remember that. He was like, hey, guys, we're doing a great show so far. And I remember stopping dead in my tracks. Can I hear anything from somebody who gives us some reality? And then Sir Charles Sparkington IV rolled in. He didn't roll, and he blinded us in because the reflection of the light came off of his forehead, and we couldn't see the microphones after
nice
that.
shiny dome.
But you always knew where he was from the venomous odor that came from his mouth every time he belched.
You know what? This week I can tell where you are from the venomous odor that's coming from work, and there's a little big guy stain. Like Don's about 145 pounds of pure muscle. For those of you that don't know him,
But that's wet. But
in the
that's
radio, yeah,
wet.
soaking wet easily.
Soaking wet with clothes on.
Now Roy, on the other hand, that guy, he needs to hit the treadmill a couple of times.
I would say a couple laps at the high school track and not to pick women up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe a
And
what is it 400 meters or something like that, right? 400 meters.
I'll be passing out. It never seems to work
on
for
lap
me.
1.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Man,
I'll be a mess.
maybe we can get one of those shake machines like back in the early 60s.
The shake weights are good too.
Oh yes, I've seen it on YouTube.
What, the shake weight?
Oh, have you seen the YouTube comedy yet with the guy that runs around?
I saw the
with his
South
shake weight?
Park, which was great because every man needs an old fashioned. Any of you ladies out there, remember, I am single. I have no kids, a college degree, no mortgage, and can do anything I want. And not to mention, I am pretty. Remember that. However, the keepers. Watch that shake weight episode by South Park, and you can hang out with this guy for the rest of your life because the good old fashioned. So it keeps every man happy. Just when Randy's rolling over, he's like, "Oh, that's great, that's great. I'm just gonna."
But
I'm
no,
just gonna go
really,
to sleep.
you've
I
got to
love
see
you."
this guy on YouTube. He seriously stands on street corners with a shake weight bent over. It looks like he's jerking off, and he does it in front of police station.
That's the best place to do it.
And he absolutely every time has the cops come out and ask him what he's doing. He just goes, "Hey man, I'm just working out, bro. Just getting a workout in. What's wrong?"
Isn't that what you're supposed to do with a shake weight?
Yeah, just bend it over and just let it ride, man.
Those things kind of died off though a little bit, I think. Don't you think, Don?
They're like the white elephant gift now at Christmas parties.
Oh yeah.
They definitely are the ones that people buy as the.
Don't blow that shit towards me.
I did it on purpose just to bust your balls from last week. I had to burp. Only mine smells like roses because I brush my teeth every day and don't eat salami 5 minutes before. You know, guy sells cars for a living. Imagine like, oh, this is a good one. And the guy's like, well, is there someone else up here I can talk to?
I still sell.
I'm not going to buy a car from you. You smell like shit.
No, that's fucking great, guys. Speaking of great, I thought last week's first episode was, you know, I mean, it was our first episode, like Roy said earlier, you know, we're going to look back on it a year from now and we're going to say, damn, we sucked. However, it came out pretty good. I mean, I'll admit it exceeded expectations with the downloads. I mean, the people came out, man.
They're checking us out.
Dude, they hit our Facebook page. They said positive things. A couple of people even suggested a few topics. More downloads than I could have than I thought we'd actually get for being non-radio people, just giving it a shot here at Al Qaeda Studios. Just kidding. It's actually our dining room.
And with that being said, we weren't blown up this week at any point in time in Al Qaeda Studios, so we consider that a positive note to begin
You
with.
never know what they're talking about. When I walk to the store to get beer, there's a lot of guys, a lot tanner than me, that don't speak Spanish, rolling around with full-on, like they wear long-sleeve shirts and long pants and flip-flops.
I'm trying to give a visual for the listeners right now. Jordan just actually, for some reason, rolled up his sleeve.
Fuck
to
yeah,
show
He
Yo,
said
show
long
us the
sleeve
guns,
shirts,
man.
but he
I
pulled
don't
up
know
the
where we're
guns.
going.
That's because I want you to know that in 100 degrees, I'm not going to wear a long-sleeve shirt. But I don't know. In all actuality, guys, the show last week, you know, I mean, we're all still working hard on it. We're all spending a lot of time. It was the first time we actually put ourselves out there in a public forum. We've been talking about this show since November, and the listener, you know, I can't thank you enough for the feedback and the support, and we just hope to grow. And now I feel personally responsible to fit the expectation and that we've set for our listeners into a good show. I don't know what you think about that, Donnie, but I'm hoping that we're on the same page.
Absolutely. I think we are going to continue to set the bar higher and higher with each show, delivering better and better content every time you know, we do a show. We want to make sure the listener, you guys are included with the show. So, you know, keep posting those great comments, that feedback that we're getting.
Without the feedback, there's nothing we
nothing.
can do.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
and beyond the feedback, we don't know your friends necessarily, so spread the show to your friends as well. You know what I mean?
It's-
We're really trying to expand this to beyond our social horizons. So-
Absolutely. I want people I don't know listening to the fucking show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because then they can hate me like most people that don't know me.
That's
Just
good.
kidding.
That's a good way to put it.
It's true, dude. I'm a love you or hate you kind of guy.
Either
There's no
way,
middle ground.
Either way, we want you to listen nonetheless.
Absolutely. Think of yourself as the first Wayne's World, where the Chinese chick and Wayne were sitting in the bed and they were discussing.
Tia Carrera, I think.
Yeah, they were discussing the Peter Frampton comes alive and the box of Tide that comes in mail. But then he was talking about, and they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and it's so on and so on, and it like build a huge thing. Think of that to yourself. You know what? As a matter of fact, take a little time right now. Stop whatever the fuck you're doing if you're listening to this show, and just don't say a kind word to us. Say a kind word on your Facebook wall or your Twitter and say, you know, right now I'm on the treadmill or I'm driving to work or I'm buying a slice of pizza or I'm walking to the store or I'm petting my dog or I'm taking a poop and I'm listening to Fred Fredrickson and the URFFD Patriots. Just spread that word to people we don't know, because without you guys, we're not going to grow. And this takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money. You know, no offense, guys, but shit ain't free. You know, things
It's
cost
not
money.
free.
Not at all. I mean, just the editing software alone is worth $700. We've invested.
That's not the most important part. I mean, come on, let's be real. The beer, the Jaeger,
Yeah, we did spend about
shots.
$65 on Jaeger and
the
Miller Lite.
pizza.
Just
Oh, yeah.
preparing ourselves for this show to be broadcast to you guys.
Live.
Or archived, whether you find us on mixcloud.com/URFFD or on youtube.com/URFFD or on our Facebook page, of
Absolutely.
course, facebook.com/URFFD. So
Just take a moment right now, pause it, or do it in the middle of the show, and just please tell people, because we need to grow, you need to grow, and we'll grow with you.
All right, so let's get this going. So what is on everybody's mind today?
This show and telling people how they can spread the word.
That's a good way to put it,
That's a
too,
great
but-
fucking transition. Who brought the cool kid? No, I'm just kidding, bro. Sorry.
We
Didn't
gotta
mean
get
to
rolling,
realize
give
it.
some content, some love.
They want some love, some content. I don't know what's going on in the world today, man. I mean, there's lots of different stuff. We've got a couple of local stories. You two know more about that, being locals yourself.
Jody Arias.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I feel like we're
Fry
Nancy
the
Grace.
biatch. Fry the biatch. About time.
Well, tell, because 95% of our listeners are from New York and like California areas and stuff like that don't know the local Phoenix story of her.
Well, I think a lot of people know already that she killed her boyfriend, flew off to, I think it was Utah, and decided to take another guy on a date, flew back, family found him dead. She makes up some elaborate story about how yada, 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 that they got in an argument, she shot him, stabbed him 27 times, and slit his throat. So, pretty much, she's a fucked up bitch, and we spent
This is why I'm not married.
We spent, the city of Phoenix spent $1.8 million on this bitch, already knowing she had said she was guilty, only looking to avoid a premeditation charge. And
So-
guess what? She got it today.
Wait a second. I'm a little confused here. The city spent the money prosecuting her?
Yes, sir.
And it was because, well, I mean, obviously they have the right to due process and the right to that kind of thing. But
Fair
what,
enough.
what I don't understand is, I mean, number one, Phoenix is, I mean, they make that money in one day off of their bullshit regular like DWI laws and things. I mean, you could get your life ruined here with blowing a .08 if you're walking down the street. You could ride a horse in this town and get a DWI.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's crazy. Well, if you've ever been to Cave Creek, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I used to work at El Encanto, man. That was my first bartending job
Great
in
Mexican
Arizona back
restaurant.
in 2006, man, when I first moved here. Jeez, people would roll up. Here I am, straight from New York. Got guy rolls up on a fucking, I got Hell's Angels on one side, and then I got guys rolling up and tying horses to trees. I didn't know what the hell I was in for. I made them a Long Island. They tipped me good. It's all good.
But where we're heading with this, though, Donnie brought up a great point earlier.
In the show, or?
No, we were just shooting the ball on the side about being a martyr.
Right. You know, what upsets me more about this whole case, other than the fact that we spent the $1 million, other than the fact that, her boyfriend ended up losing his life over this whole deal, is that someone's going to profit millions of dollars by making the Lifetime TV show and Lifetime movie and Lifetime crap. And it
disgusting.
annoys me that somebody can profit off of something so tragic like this.
Well, it started back in the remember the Allison Fisher or whatever her name
Sure.
was. Remember the lady with Joey Buttafuoco? You remember all that, dude? She shot the wife in the head, who survived. But then they she went to jail and got like $200,000 for a book, and
Yep.
she's living fucking high. It's because, no offense, our listeners are way smarter than that, but the rest of the country is fucking retarded when it comes to that type of media. I mean, right now, kids our age are all
they're
over.
sucked into it.
But the thing is around the country, all over the world. I mean, there's kids in Spain, in Germany, in Libya, in fucking Egypt. Kids our age pissed the fuck off. They got robbed for their fucking student loans, and can't find a job worth over $8. I mean, in Spain, the unemployment rate for people under the age of 30 is like 32%. You know what I mean? So you know what they're doing?
That on Google.
You know what they're doing? They're rioting in the streets. They're rioting. They're
yeah.
doing something where our country is more concerned about American Idol and listening to stupid Nancy Grace bullshit like the story you're talking about right now. I mean, Donnie's absolutely correct. with
Exactly.
how can they make the money?
Yeah.
For the record, 26.6% unemployment rate in Spain.
I apologize for that. I was off by
Either way.
1.26%.
Pretty damn close.
I'm just throwing it out
Next
there.
time,
No, dude, that's
next
what
time
you're
know
here
your
for.
shit.
Nonetheless, the future Lifetime movie. Nev Campbell playing Jodi Arias.
Who's
What-
Nev Campbell?
Yeah,
She,
who-
Party of Five chick. She did-
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's probably why I don't know her.
Party of Five, All the Screams, 54,
Exactly.
Wild Thing. She did
Exactly.
the threesome with Matt
Exactly.
Dillon and Denise Richards.
Now there's
Yeah.
a chick we can dip
Wow.
into. She's hot. I would-
Exactly. That's
Well
why I
done,
made the
sir.
reference.
Boy, last week
I
at the
think
begin-
she'd be a prime suspect for the movie, and it'll probably end up happening. Sadly enough.
The problem with this is it's the same reason why Jersey Shore is a popular show, and then Keeping Up with the Kardashians is a popular show. It's just trash television
Yeah.
that's garbage to watch, and society feeds the machine.
Well,
Totally.
I don't mean to stop you there, but I'm sorry. Well, when people talk about the Kardashians, the only reason they pay attention to them is because of the booty. That's it.
Yeah, but
Those
it's all
chicks had-
cottage cheese, dude. It's
Nonetheless,
like you never
Those
fucked a
chicks
girl with
have
a
giant
hot ass,
asses,
dude. It's all
and
cottage cheese.
That's the only reason anyone pays attention to them. I don't care. They have giant asses. That's it.
Does anybody actually know who they are? Who their family
Exactly.
is?
They're
Ru-
just some skanky ass chicks with giant
O.J.
asses.
Simpson's lawyer.
Yeah, that's who it was.
That's
You're
all
right. I
it
knew
was.
that
That
Pops was a lawyer.
That was a
Yeah.
good full circle, not gonna lie.
I like
That's
it.
all it
What do you
was.
And then we come right back into a lawsuit again.
Right.
Perfect.
I got to be honest with you. If we spend, I'm just gonna say this out on a limb. I'll start throwing shit against the wall if we spend any more than a 5-second interval talking about the Kardashians or any kind of garbage Nancy Grace story whatsoever.
Oh, they're great people.
I got to be honest with you. You know, like as much as I hate staring at my Facebook news feed sometimes because you can't get away. I'm unfortunately somebody that I knew in second grade. You know, the beauty of life and all the generations before us is that we're not supposed to know what the kid we went to second grade with is doing when we're 31. We're supposed to be comparing our lives to what we expect of ourselves, not the pictures of your children or the job. You know, I mean, to me, social media is supposed to be social, not. It keeps like there's actually they're starting to. It's like a gluten-free menu where like the doctor can't figure out.
Thank God, Dr. Oz fixed the world.
Are you full of shit? It's somebody that couldn't, dude. I'm sorry, but the civilization's been around for 1,000 years, or for 10,000 years, and you know what the one constant in that 10,000 years was?
Vegetables.
Bread. Like motherfuckers eat bread, drink water, and drink wine.
Good bread.
Dude,
this.
even you know when the Jews ran out of fucking shit and they were wandering through the desert, they ran out of yeast, so they made matzah, which tastes like shit. But you know I had to eat it for kosher for Passover. But it boggles my mind that the society we live in right now does not have the balls to stand up for anything through fear of repercussion when kids all over the world our age are standing up. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm proud. I've been a part of the only major physical riot my generation has ever had. It was 350,000 kids at Woodstock 99, we ran out of fucking money and we took that shit. It's the only actual riot, physical riot this country has had from any person born from 1978 to 1994.
Rodney King riot doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Rodney King.
That was 1992. They were born probably 1974. But they were rioting. There's a difference between looting and breaking shit for no fucking reason. Nobody gives a I mean, to be honest with you, it was a color thing. I don't know. I mean, you guys fill me
Yeah.
in.
But there's more riots when it even comes down to like sports teams. Like look at hockey.
Hockey's
Those
the
fuckers can win the
greatest sport.
Stanley Cup, and they're like, yeah, let's just tear down my
Yeah,
city.
but I think he's
I meant
making a
for like
reference.
a social.
Yeah, I think he's making the reference of it being a legit riot. From what I've heard of, because he worked there. So from what I've heard of the story, they totally overcharged for water and food and all these things and just exploited every cent anyone who went to Woodstock till they didn't have any money left and there were still days left in the concert.
Dude, they
And
locked,
then these kids had no choice, really,
But to
at
take
this
it.
point. Yeah.
Wait, they couldn't have just left?
No, here's
They
what
couldn't
happened.
go home. They didn't have any money
No,
left.
you couldn't-
They
you-
just
no,
So
exploited
they,
you.
they
Well-
spent all their money.
No, but hear me out, okay? Let me explain that travesty there. It was obviously it was the Woodstock 99 was the third one. It was after the 94, the 30, you know, all the bullshit, the 25, the 30-year anniversary. But this time, because the first 2 concerts, people knocked down the walls and it became a free concert and this and that. And finally, the promoter got smart and said, fuck this, I want to make money. This is going to be the last one. So they did it at that Rome Air Force Base.
Sure.
I don't know what the name of it is.
I can't think of the Air Force Base, but I know
they
what you're
locked,
talking about.
like I had a job there, so they put me in a house. You know what I mean? We had shuttle buses. I could leave and come back, right? 350,000 kids spent $130 a ticket, came all over the place. They locked you into an Air Force Base, plus a heat wave hit. Okay, and it's all concrete. It's an Air Force Base. The show was 2 miles by 2 miles on a runway of blacktop concrete. They didn't expect what they like. Basically, they did it as cheap as they could, but they I'm talking an unbuttered bagel, an untoasted bagel with cream cheese was $7 in 1999. I mean, I
That's
understand that
insane.
nowadays with Starbucks, but here's the thing. You're talking about a bunch of 18, 19-year-old kids with $300 to their name when they get there. They
But
blow
you're showing up to an event where you know you're gonna have to spend
Yeah,
money.
but nothing
Yeah,
like
but
that.
that's
Nothing like that
different,
was
dude.
ever heard of. Nothing was
There was no precedent
Nothing
for
was
that.
ever priced that high.
I don't show up to Chase Field and go.
Well, no shit,
I've got
'cause-
$6 for a beer and then.
Yeah,
want
but
more.
you show up for one day, right?
Nothing had. You show up for hours.
I can go home if I want.
Yeah, but there was no getting out. You couldn't leave the Air Force Base.
They were holding you against your will if you were.
There was
ticket
no
holder.
possible way. The shuttle buses stopped running. The porta potties were overflowing. It was 96 degrees. People were dying, fucking passing out on 100-degree concrete because there was no money. There was no. There was a 8-ounce bottle of water was $5 for an 8. And there was no drinking fountains. There was no anything, dude.
Wow.
Dude, people ran
Yeah.
out of money about Saturday. And you could, it was cool because it was back in the days when I used to love to partake in hallucinogens, which, allegedly.
So they still had their drugs.
Well, no, it's because I probably, never mind. Anyways.
But that's one person in particular. I mean, that's not necessarily representing the whole crowd either. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I've witnessed that on some level on smaller concert venues years later still.
Dude, it got so out of hand. I remember one of the coolest nights was Saturday or Friday night. And it was after, the end of the first 2 days. And, if you recall, like Woodstock type things, it rained at the first one, it rained at the second one. People are sliding in mud, right? So you get all excited when you see mud at Woodstock. And I used to call it, there was the evil stage and the good stage. There was the stage where, you'd hear fucking Korn and Metallica, and then on the other stage you'd see Dave Matthews and George Clinton. So there was where all the hippies were hanging out, and then there was a big hangar where all the ravers hung out, and then on the other stage was where you'd see Rage and Metallica and this and that. On that side, the Rage side, the porta potties started to overflow, and it would fall in to the water, and people were sliding in feces, thinking that earlier in the day somebody sprayed it with a hose. And kids were literally, if you look it up, kids were sliding through shit and being all excited, oh, I got the Woodstock experience, you know what I mean? But literally they're sliding
that's a
through
bad
feces.
day.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Once all that fruition came to light, it was it was one of the greatest things I ever saw. Was our generation, they actually, there was no violence between the kids, but I was hallucinating out of my fucking mind, and I saw 20,000 riot cops walking towards 200,000 kids in middle of a huge bonfires. They set trucks on fire. They were dude, I could talk about this forever. I don't want to hijack the entire show on it, but my God, that time, I'll still admit it was one of the greatest 4 days of my life. I'm not necessarily saying I want to insinuate chaos, but I think my overall thing is that I just think that our generation, okay, the sad part about the kids that were born in 95, 96, 97 is that their idols, the sad part is they're looking up to us. And we're
That's not sad.
a nation. No, but the kids in our age we're
Kind of a
pussies.
broken nation.
We're pussies.
Wearing skinny jeans and being all emo.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're worried about not getting their kid. They're worried about dad didn't buy me
Well,
the
that
fucking
comes
car.
down to entitlement. They think they're entitled to everything.
Exactly. You hit it.
Which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
bunch of bullshit.
Agreed.
My dad wants this car, so I got to have the same car he's got. My mom has this, or my best friend has that. I need this. Seriously, when you're in high school, do you really need a Coach purse or a whatever?
You do if you're an American. You need bleach blonde hair and nails done.
No, it's not bleach anymore. It's platinum now. It's platinum blonde hair for females.
Yes, damn those people that have Coach purses and Coach wallets and adorn
Don't you
themselves.
guys have a couple of gay wallets? What kind of wallet do you got, douchebag?
I have a Coach wallet.
Yeah, I'm fucking surprised. What do you got, Don?
I have a Coach wallet.
Fucking dude, you're kicked off the show. Quit. Here we are with duct tape microphones, and these guys are walking around with a Coach wallet. It's hot as here. All right.
Yep.
Nah,
That's a whole other story. We'll talk about that another time.
For those of you who are interested, Woodstock 99 took place at Griffiths Air Force Base.
That was the name.
That's the name.
Griffiths
Yep,
with
that's it.
$12 per slice pizza and $4 per 20-ounce bottle of water.
It's awful, dude.
Yep.
99. That's a lot of money. That was before the whole. I mean, gas was still $120.
Oh, yeah.
You remember those days?
Yeah,
Oh
I had the
my God.
1983 Grand Marquis Brown with rust on the
I
side.
will never forget when
The greatest
September
car in the
11th
world.
happened and the gas pumps just like filled up and they're like, "Oh my God, gas can go to like $4 a gallon." I'm like, "Why?"
It was sad because the other
Who
day,
even gives a shit, you know?
Right.
You didn't
And
care.
now today, to this day, I just pull up to the gas station now and just fuck it. I just put the pump in.
You don't have a choice. You're paying what
yeah.
you're paying.
You're
Yeah.
screwed no matter what.
You're
Yeah.
just committed.
You can't barter.
a friend of mine posted on Facebook yesterday a picture of the gas pump and it said $3.09. And next to the post, she said, "It's sad that I'm excited that it's now only $3.09 a gallon."
I still remember at one point when I was young seeing 99 cents a gallon.
I can
Straight up. I
well,
remember
can
that.
Say that. Yep.
I remember when
It
Whoppers
was when my parents owned cars, but I remember fucking seeing
Wait a
it.
minute. Don't even go to Whoppers.
when Whoppers were 99 cents.
I thought you were gonna bring Taco Bell up.
Now they're taking away the cheese, though. They advertised that 99-cent double cheeseburger. I'm all fucking fired up, ready for it. One piece of cheese.
That's 50
It's
cents
not a
per
double
cheese.
cheeseburger. That's a hamburger and a cheeseburger on top of each other. I'm very disappointed. They make me 25 cents for an extra slice of cheese. That makes it $1.25.
Bastards.
Yeah, well,
Fire sauce.
When I want a double cheese, fire sauce. I can drink that by the gallon. It's so good. But anyways, guys, we got a little bit out of the tangent. This show isn't about politics. Get a little fired up. One of them guys, just like some of you guys that went to college, we're dying from our student loans. That bubble's gonna burst, and when it does, we're gonna.
But that can change this year.
How?
Everybody knows that.
I'd
This
love to
year,
know
a
that.
brand new law went into place. If you can pay 20% of your total student loan debt, you
At
can
once
walk
or
away-
over time?
At once. You can walk away
yeah,
from
of course.
all
It's
it.
the rich kids. That's like, dude, it's fucking bullshit.
Brand new law this
Yeah,
year.
of course, it's gonna work out great for the ones with the parents with a fucking make $300,000 a year. That's such bullshit.
Must be nice when your parents have bought you a Jetta.
I gotta be honest with you guys.
Or
We
a
gotta
Beamer.
move on to a funny topic because this is just fucking pissing me off. It's just like, wasn't there? There was always. It was like back in the Vietnam era. Like if you went to college, if you could afford college before student loans, you didn't have to join the fucking army. Same kind of bullshit in the Civil War where you pay $300 and you didn't have to be drafted. So now even more of a break, dude. I'm ready.
Jordan needs
But
a hug.
that's a good point.
Jordan, do you want? Is it a group hug?
I'm just fucking pissed. I was all fired up, and when you just told me that there's another fucking way out for those fucking kids that didn't earn a goddamn thing and probably got C's in college and then still ended up getting a job working for their fucking parents, can pay 20% of their fucking student loans and walk away, when my dumb ass who fucking went to college just so I didn't have to live on Harrison Avenue selling dime bags of weed, and I took a cab to the dorm room.
Should have been smarter.
I took a fucking cab. Fucking smart. How do you fucking think I have a college degree without a GED, for fuck's sake? They kicked me out of high school because my parents, I didn't have a home. They kicked me out they made me go to the alternative school with good grades because I had my own apartment. They said, oh, if you have your own apartment, you're not allowed to come to regular high school. So I had to get a worse education, then find my own way to fucking college, and now because, I got to come up with 20% of it? Dude, it's another...
Jordan,
so fucking
Jordan,
angry.
regardless,
I'm not going to talk for a few minutes.
Jordan,
'cause I'm
regardless
fucking
how you
pissed.
got to college, I'm glad you made it there, bro.
Well, I never would have met some of you guys, man.
Oh yeah, man.
That
If
makes
you
me
had made
so
it to
angry.
college, Jordan and I coincidentally went to college and made it there the exact same day.
Yeah,
So
I showed up in a
it-
cab your parents dropped you off.
Oh, I know, but if you hadn't made it there, then I wouldn't have met you, and we
I love you,
probably
Roy. I'm
wouldn't be
sorry.
here today.
I wish this
So
show was
you
funnier.
know what? I'm just really glad you made it where you made it, and regardless of how you made it there, it
Just
sucks.
hearing that really just disappointed the fuck out of me. I hope it's not true. I hope it's if you currently actually took out student loans in your own fucking name, and
It's
you
true.
can pay this much money for
That's
this
depressing.
amount of years, like where they say, hey, guess what? You pay me $200 a month for 3 years, and we'll let you off the hook for your student loans. They didn't say that because that doesn't help anybody like us. It only helps the fucking people who. It only helps the people who's like, hey, Dad, I forgot to pay my rent this month. Can you send me $600? You know what fucking happened if I called my mom for $600? She'd tell me to go fuck myself. It's like, you're an adult. You're 30 years old. Wake the fuck up. Those people are going to pay that. It's just like, it's help. I mean, you go to. All right, dude, we have to find something funny to talk about, or I'm going to freak out and start throwing fucking chairs. And I'm going to go yell at the Akata guys. I just.
Actually, you could probably speak their language. You just went.
Yeah, I had enough. Dude, oh my god, I'm drinking a beer. You guys get something to talk about? Please do. Jesus.
I think
Christ.
we need to. I think
What do you got
we've-
for us, Roy?
I think we've addressed this dispute with our pizza differences at one point or another,
Oh,
and I
man,
think the
come
whole
on.
dude.
Pizza, Papa John's.
Okay, with you having said Papa John's, that immediately defaults you as an idiot regarding pizza. I can establish that.
Most of our New York friends would agree.
I would disagree because of the 4 or 5 major commercial or national pizza chains in the world. Papa John's, Domino's, Little Caesars, and Pizza Hut. I would say Papa John's is at the forefront. Now, with that being said, it's hard to say that they're better than some of the better mom and pop shops or better established pizza joints in the world. But
I love Papa John's.
I've
When Papa's in the
honestly-
house, Papa's in the house.
I've never
Now,
ever enjoyed
you
Papa
guys are
John's.
probably used to more with a New York pizza, like more of like
I
the
grew
actual
up having
pizzeria
I grew up
style.
having a Papa John's in our local community, and we all thought it was fucking terrible.
Because
Seriously.
you're used to the mom and pop. Like what are we?
No,
looking
not
at,
even
Gus?
mom and pop. We
we
had
were
the
at
chains
Gus's?
too. We had the Pizza, we had the Domino's, and we also had the local chains. And I'm not gonna lie, my family tried them all, and we probably ate them all.
and if they're so
But I didn't. We mostly ate them all because of the economic situation we were in growing up. Papa John's was more affordable than the mom and pop shops. But when we had the money, we went for the fucking good pizza. We did. We always did. We always went for the good New York style pizza. It's better. And if anyone wants to argue that, then I will gladly argue that any day of the week.
I think it's just a lot of headstrong New Yorkers. Honestly.
Oh,
There's a
I'm not going to
there's-
deny that we're all headstrong.
There's Chicago.
But that's a totally different situation to begin with.
as someone who was from Wisconsin, who grew up with the 4 major chains and had our Pepinos and
Pepino's.
yeah.
Capitol Drive.
Yeah, Pepino's pizzas
Yeah.
and stuff back in Wisconsin. I was not afraid of driving down to Chicago to Fox's Pub outside Cicero. No, it's not a plug. To get good pizza.
I didn't say shit.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I can appreciate other pizzas from other cultures or areas of the country, but when people drop names like Papa John's as being one of the best pizzas, I just get
In the
annoyed.
world.
Dude, he's just, again, I know we're not politics, but I'm so pissed at people in the world right now. Just like you manage a restaurant, I used to be that guy, but let me tell you something that's going on right now. That new, if you work more than 30 hours, your people have to publicly provide, they have to provide you with the health insurance. Well, let me tell you.
Obamacare.
Yeah, well, forget all of that. Right now, Donnie can attest to this. our companies are not letting people work over 30 hours a week, so they do not have to
Agreed.
fucking pay it. And you know one of them places? It's called fucking Papa John's. They're all them corporate. Donnie, are you allowed to schedule anybody over 30 hours right now?
Nope. Or I get a nice nasty email from not my area director, but his boss, my regional vice president.
Absolutely. You're catching it from, I'm not going to say the names because, I wouldn't be surprised if they listen to this. They're all on our friends list on Facebook and stuff.
Not mine.
But, oh, yeah, no.
Smart man.
All them guys are on mine.
Smart man.
No, but you know what? No, well, they're on mine now because I told them to fucking go fuck them. I just didn't want that to be a part of my life anymore. But it's stuff like that. It's those little things that aren't benefiting anybody. And this show, I'll admit, this week's show is not as funny. I'm more amped up, than I am. But we're not a politics show.
But that's how this show's going to be. Sometimes we get fired up. Sometimes we laugh.
Absolutely, Roy. You couldn't have said it any better. You know what? I think that's going to be the name of this show. Sometimes we get fired up. Sometimes we laugh. That's going to be episode 2's name. And I'm gonna find a picture of somebody burning, and then a clown giving the thumbs up. Well, clowns are scary, so
we just gotta go back to Germany, like Hitler days, to find somebody burning.
What?
You just took it to a whole
You're
new
sitting next.
level.
It doesn't necessarily offend me, but my father, the only person in my life that actually gave a shit whether I fucking died, lived, ate, had clothes, who wasn't even my biological father. The only person that actually cares about my well-being is 100% blood, raised, born Jewish. My name is Jordan Rosenbaum. So when we make Holocaust jokes, it's not so much that it offends me. I'm not one of those people like the militant black dude. I don't take nothing from the white man. You know what I mean? Like one of those guys. I just think of what he would think of a statement like that, and I just hope that nothing is off limits on this show. It's just I don't know. I got into fiery mode. I apologize, guys.
That's
I
all
apologize to our listeners. I just when we start talking about the separation of what makes life easier for people who already have some sort of wealth and comfortability as opposed to helping. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to pay for your 4 kids. You understand what I mean?
Agreed.
But I certainly don't want to step on the person who actually may have started as one of the 4 kids that had the special lunches at school and, the quarter lunches instead of the full $1.25. Or, I don't want to kick.
Oh, sure. And just trying to work forward.
And they worked hard and they got to college and, their parents couldn't afford it. So they took all, they might have got full Pell Grants, full, state grants. But then they also had to take out, the subsidized, unsubsidized loans. And you're telling me that those kids can't even find a job now. But what you're telling me is that if they can come up with 20% of it, 20% of 30 grand, woohoo! Yeah, I'll call you when I get $6,000 I can just blow to be debt free. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a local credit union. I'm going to keep the same job for 2 fucking years. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call my local credit union. I'm going to say, I need a $6,000 loan for a car. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to send me that check. I'm going to put it right towards my student loans. I'm going to pay the 4% on that $6 grand, save myself another 25.
That would
I'm
never
going to tell you
happen.
to go fuck yourself.
That
Why
would
wouldn't that
never
happen?
You have to have collateral when you want an auto loan.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
This
Bullshit.
This come from an actual banker.
Dude, I just bought a car. I didn't have to do nothing but show up with $1,000 in cash in my old green car and say, "Give me that car."
I assure you, the first
Not a
vehicle,
chance.
the first
Not a
vehicle
chance.
I ever bought, I took as a personal loan, and they just didn't know I bought a car. So all you have to do
You can
is tell
still
them
take
it's
out
a
personal loans.
Yeah,
Hey,
you can
That's
still
a
take
per-
personal
anybody
but
loans.
that's different.
There
You're
it is.
asking for
There's
a
the loophole.
personal loan.
Don, there's the loophole, Don.
There you
We
go.
found the loophole.
The
It's
personal
a
loan.
personal loan. You can't take an auto loan.
I don't care. I meant to say personal loan. Let's not get
Well,
specific
either
there.
way, you
Jesus
can-
Well, our
Christ.
listeners might be like, "Oh, let's go get car loans."
Well,
Don't-
hopefully again, we covered this last week. If you thought we literally meant car loan, I want you to find yourself a bubble jacket. I need you to walk out in 100-degree weather, find the
make sure it's
nearest
a big
bridge, and jump right off it.
Make sure it's a big bubble jacket and a big bridge.
No, there's a loophole. There's a loophole. What do you think about that, Don? I mean, I think that's a good loophole. I think you take a personal loan from your credit union, because hopefully you guys are all smart enough not to use Chase or Bank of America
Oh God.
Or U.S. Bank.
or U.S. Bank or any of that bullshit, Wells Fargo. You get yourself into a credit union.
Please enlighten me why.
Enlighten you why to be in a
Yeah.
credit union?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. I moved out here, dude. The co-op for the credit union is fucking phenomenal. But what I was asking Don, there's the loophole.
I can see people trying to exploit it. Absolutely.
I'm going to exploit it.
And guess what'll happen?
What?
The government will find it.
No, that's not exploiting shit. If I take out, okay, say Donald. Donald, did you go to college?
Briefly,
Briefly. Okay, did you take out any student loans whatsoever?
I couldn't qualify for any.
One of those you weren't 24 yet, and they
Par-
wanted
my
your parents
parents-
to do it.
And my parents made too much money, but they're going through
But it wasn't
bankruptcy, so
enough.
they had no money.
Yeah.
So I couldn't afford it.
All right.
Cash money.
Say you could. What are you, a fucking elitist over there? Sir Charles, the guy can't afford hair implants, but he's teaching us how to fucking make moves. But there's your loophole. Say you have $30,000 in student loans. Okay, what is it? 20% of 30,000?
20%.
So you can do the math, right? $6,000.
But that's
Okay.
something that the banks would see on their credit report and take into account.
Well, of course they would, but if you keep a job for long enough, you can get a personal loan for $5,000, $6,000. If you've kept a job right now, I mean, if your credit score is above 640, which is fine.
It's not.
Well, if it is, you go to your bank, you take out even if it's at 10% interest,
I can't find.
10% APR.
I can't finance a cheeseburger.
What's that?
I can't even finance a cheeseburger.
You've been working on that though, right?
Trying to. I'm saving up my pennies.
Petties, you're doing real good. I mean, you've kept that job. You have more. I'll give you kudos, Don.
I've kept the job. That's only because I've done enough not to get fired.
Yeah.
I got fired
remember working
twice
with
in
you.
the
I never
last
got
year.
fired. I just quit.
Twice in the last year.
What's that? You got fired twice in the last year?
Yeah. It's a pretty good run.
It's a tough way to go, man.
No, actually, it's the best way to go. You find yourself and you get fired.
Nice. A lot of dead air, guys.
Every manager in Major League Baseball gets fired and gets rehired.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you just apply that to normal life? Being fired is nothing.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never been fired, and
Well, Roy, let's do it. I'm going to come in tomorrow to work,
please fire me.
and I'm going to take a whole bunch of shit and just run out.
Well, that's
and I'm
fine.
going to tell them that I know Roy. And then
Yeah, but then they
Roy
wouldn't know
approves it.
Yeah,
because
they would.
Roy's
They would
name
have
is
no
not
idea.
Roy.
My name is not Roy. You don't stand a
fuck,
chance.
that's right again.
There he is. There it is. There it
Damn
is.
loopholes again.
You're
Yeah.
doomed.
I'm just saying. Borrow the $6,000, pay it up front. That's the only way a person like me can see a way out. Otherwise, I'm paying $150 a month for the rest of my life for nothing. They're outsourcing everything. Dude, we can't talk politics, dude. Bring the funny. Anybody got anything funny to say? Tell a joke for Christ's sakes. I hate being pissed off.
that's not my avenue. Donnie, what do you got for me?
In jokes.
I'm pounding a beer. You
Jokes,
guys want to
yeah.
give me? Let's do a cheers.
Okay.
Let's do a cheers. You guys at
Cheers.
home, crack a fucking
Beers
beer.
and-
Guys, to show number 2, to 150 more shows, to smiling, to doing what we all love to do, which is one of the few. We're 4 Americans that are actually doing what we love to do right now. And you know what that is? Drink beer, talk shit, and let the rest of the world fucking listen.
And that is the true American
Touche.
way.
Absolutely, guys. Cheers. Cheers to you at home. Thanks for listening.
Speaking of the American way, any of you guys here watch porn at all?
What is that?
It's pornography.
I
It's
prefer
adult.
to actually get laid, Donnie.
I understand, but there's a large quantity of people in this world.
Dude, everybody watches porn.
I was a nude model in college. Does that count as
What?
porn?
Okay,
How the
that
fuck is a hobbit a nude model?
I'm a handsome man. I don't know what to say.
he was a foot model.
Rock
They,
and roll,
they,
brother.
they usually turn away the guy with the beard and no hair, but they love.
I have
the
no
rest of-
beard.
I
I
know.
shaved
not yet.
earlier.
I saw that.
I
You knew
shaved.
it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I knew.
You gotta factor in when you're 5'6" and a rock and bod, they'll go for you every time.
But you're not 5'6".
I am exactly.
You're at least
5'6".
5'4". Come on.
Donnie's 5'6" with.
Wait,
I'm just kidding.
I thought earlier he was 144
It's
pounds.
called sarcasm, sir. It's the fruit
Yeah,
of life.
I'm 144 pounds of muscle and 180 of everything else.
of organs.
That's funny, guys.
You got to do what you got to do to get by in college, you know?
You do.
I'm looking at my sheet here, and I'm seeing this is something somebody else must have wrote down.
Oh, I totally made that up.
The tranny attacks Roy. I
Yeah.
was reading it. I'm
Yeah.
like, how the hell are we ever going to get to that during the show? And how have I never heard this story? You were just
I was just
were you trying to
randomly writing
confuse
shit.
me?
No,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, it worked. It worked.
Actually, I believe he worded it as he thought a woman came into the car dealership. He thought she was sexy, and she turned out to be a tranny.
Hey, sometimes you do.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
How'd they go? Moms have nuts, almonds don't, or something like that.
Almond Joy's got nuts.
Yeah,
Mounds don't.
Dude, classic jingles, man. Back in the dude. Speaking of classic jingles and advertising like that, dude. Have you ever watched Mad Men?
Negative.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Fucking believable, dude. It's the greatest show on earth. I mean, it's not the greatest show, but let me tell you something, dude. What those gentlemen do, like what you could get away with in 1960 on the job. I mean, literally, these guys. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. They're on Madison Avenue, New York City, writing advertising for the biggest companies in the world, and they're cheersing to hardcore, like Jameson, at 11 o'clock in the morning before they go to a meeting. You know what I mean? They're, like the sexual the way they treat women is so. I want to say funny, but
So-
it's.
So you're saying they're alcoholic misogynists.
Dude, let me give an example.
That sounds like my
I
kind
don't
of
mean
show.
to say it's
Yeah.
funny, and I'm glad women had the revolution and started growing armpit hair and all the weird things that went on with it and equality, this and that, but they still yell at me for not opening the door. Anyways, but dude, there was a part just got done. It was the second to last season finale of season 1 because I just got into it, and they the boss left for the night. And they were watching the Nixon Kennedy race, you know, on television as the polls were closing and things like that. And they started breaking into offices and stealing all the liquor to throw a party. But then, like, out of nowhere, you see a guy look at, like, one of the secretaries and goes, "You better run." He just tackles her in the middle of the cubicles. Like, you know what I mean?
And where's he
starts,
go?
no, but starts lifting up her skirt. Say, "What color panties you got? What color panties? They're blue. Anybody else bet blue?" And I'm thinking in my head, what the fuck is this? Where's HR? Next thing you know, way off in the background, what a great shot. Another girl gets tackled. Dude, I was rolling. I fell off the couch, dude. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Dude, it's if it's true, the way that offices ran in 1960,
It wouldn't surprise me.
dude, it was
It wouldn't.
dude, if you guys at home have never watched Mad Men, the first 2 episodes blow, but what I saw blew my mind. If it's anywhere near true, dude, I could not. I mean, tackled. It's a girl's first day. They're in the elevator, and they're just saying, "Hey, she's got a nice ass, man." Well, and then they're like, and then one of the guys like pokes him in the shoulder, like, "Why are you saying that?" He's just like, "I just want to let her know I mean, it's before sexual harassment. It's before wages were the same, and I'm
Before
happy. I
women's
mean, don't get
rights.
me wrong, dude. I'm not a chauvinist or anything like that. I mean, I joke about it, but dude, I have 4 sisters. I'm not proud of, 75% of them, but at the same time, I certainly don't want.
For you mathletes out there, that's 3.
I was about to say 4.
Again,
Shit.
if you don't know that math, I want you to find the nearest bubble jacket, walk out in the middle of summer, and you guys know the rest of the story. But dude, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
Sounds like one of those shows I want to get in on. Interesting fact, I don't know if you guys knew this.
Are we still talking about Mad Men, or
Yeah,
is this one of your classic transitions?
It's a transition.
No, I think it's a segue.
It's
segue. Is that a segue? Hey, stop everything you're talking about, and then let's
Talk about
do a
fire
180.
sauce.
I,
Yeah,
I
what are you talking
apologize if I like to throw out random facts because this is the kind of shit that interests me. I don't know if it interests you guys or not, but I like random trivia. I'm known at work for knowing stupid shit about stupid stuff. I couldn't win a game of Trivial Pursuit if my life depended on it because they always.
I have an album called Random Tidbits of Useless Information. I'm with you. Let's go.
Okay, but the number one day
Was a
people
good
get
album.
fired. Number one day people get fired.
Friday. Friday,
Oh,
because
Friday.
they have all
Guaranteed.
weekend to get the fuck over it.
Day of the week, or are we talking day
No,
of the year?
day of the year.
Day of the year. I'm
Ooh.
gonna go with January.
I'd say
December 31st.
I would say right before the Thanksgiving break.
Nope, January 1st.
Oh, I was a day off.
Yep, January 1st for the things that they do at the company Christmas and or holiday party.
Ah, we've been to one.
Yes.
Me and Donnie went to one.
I don't
I
remember.
hustled
Trouble,
everybody
it
for
makes sense.
chips.
Marlene was hooking us up with those.
She hooked me up with
I
those.
drank an entire bottle of Jim
Did you
Beam.
stay in
Oh,
that hotel
actually-
room she gave me?
I did.
Marlene was great. If Marlene actually listens to this, she'd never tell anybody that she did. But if you are listening to this, Marlene, you always looked out for me. You were good people.
Was it your
Out of all the
soapbox?
people, no, but she just understood my type of personality. She knew I'd get my job done. She knew I was eccentric, but she went to bat, I think, a few times, and I got to thank her for it. You know, I mean, she even took care of us at that party.
Oh, yeah.
You know-
Marlene was one of those good HR people.
Oh yeah, you
She
gotta
was
respect
the HR
that.
person.
You gotta
Really?
respect
Yeah,
that.
she
Oh,
loved me. I don't know why, but I mean, I know why because I'm awesome.
Well, at the
But
party, they gave you these little stupid fucking drink tokens. You get 4 of them. You
Yeah.
can only have 4 because
how many did I have?
our company
I had a stack.
was screaming RSOP.
Jordan had 24.
Dude, I
What?
hustled other managers on the pool
RS
table.
What?
I'd stick
4
all
drink
their chips.
tokens.
No, I did.
No.
I want to know what
No.
RS
Marlene
I'm not
gave me more.
surprised at
Oh,
all.
you know I hustled.
I'm gonna know what RSOP stands.
RSOA, Responsible Service of Alcohol. And since they preached it in the company, they preached it at the company party. You
Or
can
they
have,
just were cheap and didn't want to pay for
yeah.
it.
You get 4
It
tokens.
sounds like
cheap.
cheap.
You
Yeah,
can
it
have
was cheap.
4 drinks and that's it, unless Marlene liked you, and then
I
she
had
just
a
loaded.
stack.
Yeah.
Stack.
In
Stack. I
fact-
wore a sweater vest that day. I was
Yeah, you look
excited.
like Mr.
I
fucking
wore-
Rogers.
That was awesome.
I wore a sweater
I
vest.
did.
that
I
day.
was excited. I even told them all day. I was like, I'm wearing a sweater vest.
He even took his shoes off and changed them.
No,
on the
I
way
wear a
into
pair
the
of
party.
jeans with my sweater vest. I actually stole that from the person we were named nameless until next week.
I don't
He gave me
understand.
that
I
sweater
don't
vest.
understand sweater vests. It's like people who can't afford sleeves.
No, I just had a nice polo. I wore a pair of my hemp shell top shoes, a pair of holy jeans that I'm wearing right now, and a sweater vest. And I was ready to
So
go.
Jesus blessed your jeans. That's amazing.
Jesus does not bless anything of mine because I'm sorry, but when it comes to religion, I believe whatever gets you through the day, I cannot knock. However, it's a little fucking selfish to say your 300 million are right and the other 6 billion automatically go to hell. It's selfish. I like organized religion. I think whatever it is, it is. The world's cool.
So like Muslims.
What? I don't care, dude. Whatever gets you through the day. I mean, I don't believe in fanatic
You like
religion.
Al-Qaeda.
No, Jews are fucking fanatic and they want to kill people. Christians are the same way. Dude, the fucking crazy Bible Belt Jesus freaks they piss me off more than anybody. Same with the Muslims.
What's wrong with Al Qaeda then?
The same thing.
It's organized.
There's a lot wrong with all of it.
I just thought it was hilarious at the end of the South Park movie when they're like, "Yep, the Mormons were right. Everyone else
Yeah,
is going to
that
hell."
was-
The Mormons are right.
Well, it feeds in.
Who would've thought it?
It feeds right in.
Who wants to go to Utah?
And Devil was fucking Saddam Hussein.
If it gets you through your day and makes you sleep good, I'm happy that you found a place to make your day better. I mean, when it comes to religion, I'm happy about that. I don't know if you guys agree.
Hell yeah, to each their own.
No, dude, fuck yeah. Exactly. But to say that kid in the middle of, like, the Amazon fucking rainforest who doesn't even know what shoes are automatically goes to hell because he hasn't found Jesus is a selfish, fucked up way to live. I'm sorry. It just is. It's selfish to say the little kid who was just born and learned how to build a canoe out of like some sort of tree, doesn't even know what the internet is or
Poor
how
kid
to find
hacked
this
a canoe out of
podcast.
nothing
It was
himself.
a 2x4.
But to say, but there's religious fanatics in all religions just immediately
Absolutely.
saying that person is wrong. He's going to hell. It's just it's selfish.
To quote one of the greatest lines from one of the greatest movies ever, "What the fuck is the internet?"
Dude, I thought you were gonna post
Uh,
on my sheet here. We have something about baseball movies, and I thought you were gonna
Yeah, I,
No.
I thought you were actually
I
going
thought
to
you
throw
were
out a
gonna
good
quote
quote
Kevin
there.
Costner.
I've got a random question. Because,
Okay.
Jordan's smoking tonight for the first time actually on the show.
Yeah, I shouldn't be smoking. I
So,
bought a pack. I didn't
um,
mean to.
Jordan
For-
doesn't really
for
smoke
our
cigarettes
viewers,
anymore.
I don't.
How do we feel about non-smoking inside bars? Why is it upsetting to smokers that you
First off,
can't
it shouldn't
smoke
be.
inside?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I admit I've hijacked the show. I'm sorry, guys. I've talked way more than I should have.
I'm opening this up because I actually want to know from a smoker.
All right, let me explain something to you. I love the fact that there's no smoking in bars. It's not because I don't want to smell it. It's because every time I light up a cigarette outside, there's a chick right there with a lighter, even though I have a lighter in my pocket. Excuse me, ma'am, you got a lighter?
Oh.
Thanks. What do you think of the bar? You know, it strikes up conversation. Next thing you know, where do you live? And
What's
due,
your door
due
number?
to the
Just a few
crazy
blocks
chicks that I
away.
hang out with, I have to like take like a bunch of different laps around like blocks and stuff so I confuse the hell out of them on their way back to my apartment so they can't re-find it and be sitting on my front porch. Jordan, I'm here. It drives me crazy. Anyways. But no, I mean, I have no problem with the non-smoking bans. I mean, in the middle of winter, it kind of sucks. You smoke real quick, give it the flick. I don't smoke anymore. I do the V-cigarette.
But we're here in Arizona, so who gives a shit about the winter now, right?
It's a good point.
It's something you don't.
95% of our listeners are east of the Mississippi.
But it's something you don't
Touche.
realize has gone into effect until you go back to a place where it's not banned anymore.
Exactly.
Like I lived in Vegas for 10 years, and I used to frequent a bar called Chicago Brewing Company, and going there for 10 years, it was a normal thing that people smoked at the bars. Well, living in Phoenix the last 3 years, when I go back and visit, I still visit the bar, and now I'm very much
You smell it.
notice it taking place.
You're just much more sensitive.
What do you
to
think
it, sure.
about like the smell and stuff like that? Does it bug you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. hate it.
I can see where it does.
You
I
know,
can see that.
for me though, it's a personal choice. And growing up in Wisconsin, where smoking in bars was the norm, I understand it. You walk into a bar, I'm not going to bitch because people smoke in a bar. Now, if I'm in a restaurant setting where I'm eating food, the last thing I want to do is inhale secondhand smoke while I'm trying to eat.
True.
When I
So
was a
Agreed.
kid, though, I used to love my dad's Newports in the
Ugh,
back seat of the
menthol.
car. That
Ugh.
menthol.
Yuck.
Oh my
That's
god,
disgusting.
Dude. Ugh.
I was
Oh,
like 12
Jesus.
years old and I was sitting in the back seat and smell it ripping through the window.
See,
You
that's
just
where-
made me glad I was never a smoker.
Well, that's like me when I did low voltage installation, getting to the
low voltage, what, into your brain?
no, it was like
Talking about
Charles,
nuclear
is that
power
why you got
plants or
no hair?
something?
Yes, yes.
Did they low voltage it?
no,
Sorry,
it was wiring for low voltage stuff like burglar alarms, coax cable, Cat 5 stuff. But going to the shop at the first thing in the morning, all the diesel trucks would fire up, and you'd walk on the lot, and all you'd smell is that diesel. And that was just like one of those things that I like too.
Oh, it's like you
Are we
smell like a
responsible
muscle
for something
car.
like 60% of the pollution in the world? Something like we have 225
Smokers?
million people. I just meant in general because he was talking about like the diesel engines firing up.
I think per capita, Europe probably has more smokers than America.
Well, because they never really outlawed it all, and
Well,
they
I
still
know,
can buy packs of cigarettes at $2.25.
I can definitely see just, especially from the last few months, especially being someone who walks somewhere on a regular basis, people don't smoke as much as they used to. They don't. I
They
see
can't
it every
afford it
day
here. They can't
with
afford it.
people walking down the street. There is less people smoking than there was a
How
few years
much
ago.
is the vapor?
It's true.
Well, I'll admit.
What's the price break?
Well, I love smoking. All right, where like it's different in sociologies, and when I was 14, there's a choice few of my friends. I think some of these guys are actually hopefully listening to this. Otherwise, you guys fucking suck. But I grew up right near a pair of train tracks, right next to like the first IBM building, next to the pool hall, and we used to all just meet up on the tracks. We'd walk to a place called the Pepper Mill with quarters that we'd steal from our parents. And we'd pop in them quarters, or we'd go to the Executive Inn that had a foosball table. We'd put our hats in it, and we'd buy a pack of cigarettes, and we'd just go out to the woods, and we were 13 years old, and we'd just smoke them. We'd steal them from our pops or our parents, things like that, and it was normal, but it was
It was how things were.
it was how things worked. It's just what it was. I remember getting out of football practice in 8th grade, and I just was like. It was after going all day through school, but smoking all summer long. First time you eat ass, the first time you ever, you smoke weed that whole summer. And I remember getting out of football practice and saying, God damn, I need a cigarette. And it was the first time I ever felt addicted to something like water, like food. And it never stopped until
Really?
August. And in August, one of my other friends who I know is listening to this, Scott Mills.
Oh, yeah, Scott.
He's one of our people.
Glad you're listening.
He got deep into like hobby wise. He got into the vapor, the electronic cigarette. Another friend of mine who's listening, JR, Pristel Alexander Petro, who hates me telling his name, but I still love the fuck, so I got to do it. And he got me into the vape. And I remember when I moved home, I said, before I leave here, you're going to teach me how to do this, and you're going to teach me the right way to do it. And to be honest with you, I've bought 2 packs of cigarettes since August. And you're talking to a kid that used to smoke like a fucking chimney. And
But where's the price break?
well, the price break
little...
is the original buy. Okay, the original buy is where the money is. Okay, you got to buy. You can buy the shit ones that they have in the mall. You can buy the crappy ones that if you don't know what you're buying. The thing I have right in front of me, I have 3 of them. Okay, I have these 2 that are USB made. It's just for you listeners at home that don't know much about vapes. It's it's rechargeable. I build the cartomizer. The cartomizer is is where you put the little liquid drops. But the price break is it might have cost me $200 to get started, but now it costs.
So the cartomizer is basically where the filter meets the liquid, correct?
Yeah, only it's water vapor.
Sure.
So there's no filter. It's just as air hits it, the water vapor erupts.
Mm-hmm.
But when you buy an expensive one, one of the problems that most people had using the vapors at the beginning or any way of quitting, like why the patch doesn't work, the gum doesn't work, is because there's certain times when you're driving your car, when you just got done getting laid, when you just got done eating a great meal, smoking a bowl, whatever it is that you do, drinking beer, you want a cigarette. And that's the hardest thing to break, is the oral fixation of it. Okay. Normally, I would have chimed in with a ball bust.
You
on
love
the
stuff in your
There
mouth.
it is.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank God. Where's you guys' comedic timing? Anyway, I said oral fixation, and I got fucking crickets.
Well, I was I was
You know?
processing like, oh my god, I wonder what that looks like.
But this little contraption I have here is going to save my life. I'm 32 years old. I've been smoking, and I grew up in the 80s where secondhand smoke. Mom smoked. They drank liquor. You know what I mean? While you're pregnant. You know what I mean? And being able to stop, the price break's about $40. Cost me $40 a month to use this. Now,
It's pretty good.
cost me $70 a week just to buy cigarettes. Especially if I was boozing. You go through two packs at $8 a pack. Parliament Lights. This pack of Parliament Lights was $8.59.
God.
Yeah, back when we were in college, they were costing you maybe $5, right?
Fuck that. I was picking cigarette butts out of the ashtray and rolling cigarettes, man. Me and Matt were rolling around like champions. I don't know.
Well, they were always stuck in Matt's hair behind his ear anyway.
Why would
so
you do that? Anyways. Cool. Dead air. How we doing, guys?
Pretty dead center.
So back to what I was looking up, more random trivia.
What were you
for
looking up?
What countries in the world smoke the most?
Okay, what country?
Ooh.
Number
Do you have
one,
that information?
I do have it.
I'm
Cool.
gonna go with Russia.
They're way up there actually.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Armenia.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Guess where United States
They
ranks.
still have a country?
I'm
Well, it's got to
thinking-
be dropping by now.
I'm thinking the U.S. is like 4 or 5 at this point.
It's got to be dropping even less.
I'm gonna go with 25th.
No shit.
Even less.
Lower.
I would say
Lower.
less, dude. We're the
Really?
top in all the other shit categories,
We're
but because we're
best-
taxes, it's got to be dropping.
I got to give props to the U.S.
78.
then.
We are number 51.
Mhm.
Hey, good for the
Wow.
U.S. Hell yeah.
Now,
I will drink to that.
now, Don, do me this favor. Prices on cigarettes.
I will drink.
And
to
then
the-
it'll tell you why it's
Oh, yeah.
51.
It's probably the most expensive.
Well, because they outlawed the Joe Camels, all the other stuff. I bet you $100 that we're probably the most
you can't get
expensive. I bet you we're the most expensive place in the world for a pack of cigarettes, even though we grow. Find out also.
The amount
Not
of
only find
tobacco?
out, yeah. Well, the Indians
Yeah,
gave
we
it to us,
prob-
rightfully so.
we
Good.
probably
Yeah, kill the
grow
fucking white man.
We
Good for you.
probably grow most of the tobacco too. Sure.
Just if you're Indian, just do me a favor. Tip my waitresses. It's ridiculous. Sit at different tables so they don't get the automatic gratuity. It pisses me off.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you either.
People work their asses
Wow.
off. They
Yeah,
deserve
was
to
I
get
right?
paid.
The average pack of cigarettes, this is as of October 16th, 2012, in Armenia is $1.42.
Hey,
Whoa.
and that's the number one place, right?
Jesus.
That's correct.
Okay.
What is it?
$1?
What is it? 1985 in the U.S.
Hold on. What's the?
And let me guess, that's an American brand cigarette too.
Is that the American dollar,
Of course it is.
or is that their currency?
Dead air. Good job,
That's
guys.
a good question. Where are we standing with that? I'm kind of curious now.
It just gives it as with the dollar, the currency
So
was
it's
the
the
dollar.
US
sign.
dollar.
it's
the
got
dollar
to be
sign.
the U.S.
Converted.
dollar.
And right there at the top, Australia rounds out at $12.14 per pack.
Hey, they also don't have any guns.
That is true. They
I
got
say good
boomerangs.
for Australia. Fucking.
I'd
Hell
love,
yeah.
dude, 10 chicks to one dude in Australia.
Great.
Fucking Great.
Great Britain rounds out about $11 per pack of fags.
Right?
Right?
Done, sir.
Well played.
Funny
You
part
are
is
gay
a lot of
fellows
people
that
have no
needs a bundle
idea.
of cigarettes.
And that puts America, as of this,
636?
yep, at $6.36 a pack.
Ranked
I
what,
bet, where's
third?
that ranked, though? Did you get a ranking or just a random?
It's not in order. It's in alphabetical order. So I don't have a
Ah.
ranking, but
No,
it's
What's the unavailable? I just saw a couple of unavailables.
Iraq,
oh, no
Haiti, Georgia,
Haiti. Hey, yeah.
Haiti's listed twice.
Yeah.
Ethiopia.
We cry, but yeah, unavailable. Where do you get that poll data? I almost wish the people that do polls went to those countries to figure it out so we never have to get a poll data again based on your advertising and your lobbyists and all the
Well,
shit that goes with it.
We've really kind of covered a lot of areas on this show, and we've had some listeners over the last week that listened to the first show ask where we're going with the show, and I'm gonna have to say we're either gonna make it funny or we're going to get a little serious with it sometimes.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all there is to it, and
You're right.
we want to hear what you want to hear.
We
So give us some feedback.
Yeah.
We're
We are
on
human.
Mixcloud. We're on Facebook.
We're on Mixcloud. Be more specific.
We're on
How do they find us?
Mixcloud.com/urffd.com. Or actually, I'm sorry. We're at
Try that again, Roy.
Mixcloud.com/urffd.
Roy, you want a
And
beer?
we are Fred Fredrickson and the URFFD Patriots at Facebook.com.
Yep.
And we have just, I believe, this evening gotten our page set up at YouTube, correct?
That's correct.
I'm embarrassed by
I
that.
don't know what the actual
YouTube. Not your fault.
URL
I love
is,
your work. that
but
you
I'm
did.
sure Donnie can throw in his feedback on that.
Yeah, you'll find us on youtube.com/urffd. We will be posting audio clips and audio, recordings of this show as it becomes available. We'll add little fun pictures to the audio clips so you have something to look at while you're listening to our great show. Post comments, feedback, everything on there, just like you would on the Mixcloud or Facebook. Subscribe to us, and this is a great way to share our content with other people and keep in touch. Subscribing makes it real easy. That way, every time we upload something new for you, you get that little
Absolutely.
email update and can
Absolutely.
enjoy the content right away.
Hell yeah.
I like your soft voice.
He does have a soft voice. It's
It was
like
very good. It was like,
like
soothing.
petting a
He's
cat.
got the Marvin Gaye soothing thing going on.
Except for he's white and
Yeah.
That's
and
irrelevant.
bald.
not dead.
Irrelevant.
and you're what?
Don't make me give you a
What's
bubble
that?
jacket, Roy.
How'd that go?
Do you know how a bubble jacket would look on
Marvin
me?
Gaye's dad killed him, correct?
Something like that. Something like that. I know
I'm almost
Marvin Gaye's
positive.
best song was ruined by an afro and roller skates,
Nonetheless,
but rejuvenated by a great band called Cake.
We-
It was called "I Will Survive," which was a great song.
I believe I'm right. I believe Marvin Gaye's father.
I
killed him.
think you are right. Actually, I'm not
Poor
100%
bastard.
sure on that. Music we haven't covered much of, but I'll admit
But,
I'm a music
You know what?
snob.
Maybe that could be a
This is,
next.
But
week-
guys, no, sorry. Go right ahead. I
it could be a
apologize.
next week topic. We've
Exactly.
planned movies
Absolutely,
this
2
is an
episodes
ever-evolving show,
absolutely.
and we really want your feedback. If we drop the ball on a subject, tell us.
Yeah, if we get something
we'll
wrong,
explore it further.
Be stat boy, bro.
We'll gladly
I'm ready for
explore
that.
it further.
PTI, bro.
And
I want stat
if
boy. Correct us.
we didn't explore a subject whatsoever, then tell us.
Yeah, and if you're pissed off with the direction of this show that I feel as though I already ruined by talking way too much, I mean, let us know. Let us know if the politics part of it, the lack of, I mean, one of the lighter sides of this show is that, if you're having a bad day, I hope you can turn us on and, give yourself a smile or at least just feel a little bit of love, just anything, a little bit of less anxiety, less. I mean, our worlds are so fast.
Just chill out, kick back with a beer.
Hell
Listen
yeah.
to
That's all
it.
we do. I'll give another cheers to that, bro. Good shot.
No matter
Charles
what part of
Sparkington
the
the fourth.
country we're in, we're all in the same country, and we all want to hear what you have to say about it.
Not opposed to people from other countries, but however, we will not be doing this in any other languages. This will. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't even,
Agreed.
don't
we
even-
don't speak them well enough.
don't even think about it, Chaz. Don't even think about it.
Did you just make up your own language?
I did.
He does that.
I
Yeah, but
believe-
that
I
sounds like
believe
baby
that-
gibberish.
I believe that's
That's
the
the
language,
language.
he
You
tries
know
to
it.
speak to
I do
Juliet.
not know it. I have a couple of nieces. I got a third niece now. But
I could talk to her.
as Roy was saying and Don was saying, you can find us on www.mixcloud.com/capital URFFD. You can also find us on YouTube now, available. We appreciate everybody that came out and listened this week. I was overwhelmed by the amount of support, the amount of feedback, the amount of listeners. We overexceeded what I thought we would do. I can't thank you guys enough. And like they said, your feedback, your involvement with the show is the most important thing here. And without you guys, we don't have a show. And we thank you for spending an hour of your life listening to us. Thank all of you. I think Sir Charles Sparkington and his
Boom.
lack of waste into our environment
Yeah.
based on washing his hair and
I
the
do.
amount of it falling
And at
out.
least,
I don't
and
use
he's
shampoo.
not burping this week, which is great.
He did not burp this week. Thank you.
I tried so hard.
It's fucking stunk. But guys, we're gonna wrap this up. I hope. I hope it's good. Donnie, how'd you feel about the show last week, this week, every week? You okay?
Yeah, I'm enjoying being here. I'm enjoying my time with you guys. I'm enjoying reading the comments and knowing that we're making people happy and entertaining them and doing what we want to do and doing what we love, and you guys are enjoying what we're doing. So you guys keep telling us what you like. Give us those comments. Let us know we're doing a good job, that we should keep doing this every week, and we're gonna do it for you.
Absolutely.
And we addressed this last week. If we're swearing too much, just give us the heads up. We'll try and cut it back at least
If we're
a little
doing
bit.
anything too
At
much,
least a little bit.
Hey,
within reason. Otherwise, again,
Yeah.
I will tell you to go fuck yourself and block you from everything we do.
Yeah.
With that
don't-
being said,
Don't be a douchebag.
we are the URFFD Patriots.
Yeah, don't be a douchebag, guys. It's important.
Have a good evening,
All right.
and we hope to hear that you're listening next week.
And I'm Tom Brokaw.
Yeah. Telling you and all our listeners out there, you guys have one hell of a week, and remember, don't be a douchebag.